Associate Minister, Justice Minister Nicole McKee is defending the coalition government's new 3 strikes law. We've talked about this a bit, and she says if violent crimes are locked up in prison, they will not be in communities, creating harm and creating more victims. The government wants to toughen its new version of the law, which was repealed in 2022 by the previous government, in order to capture more offenders following select committee submissions. The revised version would apply only to the sentences of at least 2 years. Give judges more discretion in cases where harsh outcomes could be manifestly unjust, and bring in some benefit for offenders on their first strike to plead guilty. Now, Ms McKee plans to lower the qualifying sentence threshold for the first strike from 24 months imprisonment, 24 months, yes, across the board, to 12 months. And she joins me now. Nicole, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leah. Great to be talking with you once again on such an important subject.
Yeah, lovely to have you back on, Nicole. Now, gosh, I've been going through this little coffee blimmin' cold thing. Anyway, we'll get through it. Nicole, you are lowering the sentence threshold for the first strike to 12 months, but in June you did say that the 24 months struck the right balance. So what has changed?
Well, the voices of the people. They've come and spoken to us and said that they don't think it goes far enough. So, in listening to them, we've tried to reach what we think is a good little average there for them, which is that at first strike, the threshold will change from 24 months to 12 months. Now, the first strike, of course, is where a person gets a warning that they are now in the 3 strikes system. So it won't make any changes to the sentence that they get, apart from the fact that they have now entered the 3 strike warning. And what's really important to remember here is it's not about petty theft or petty crime. Right. It's about serious violent or sexual offences, of which 42 are qualifying sentences under the Sentencing Act. So this is only picking up the worst of the worst. So, 12 months at first strike, that's what's going to make a difference here. The other change that we're making too, Leah, is that we're going to reactivate the warnings from the previous regime where they meet this new threshold. And that's after hearing from the voices of the people as well, who've said to us, hey, look, we've got some people that have been sitting on strikes. They've lost them all, and we're now starting again. Some of these people are very serious criminal offenders. Why can't we bring them into the new system? So this government has said, yeah, that's a good point. So we're going to do that, as long as that previous regime that they were under fits into the new regime. If it does, then those strikes will be carried forward as well.
Are we, with that one, Nicole, are we talking, is this retrospectively then?
It is, but only if it meets the new criteria of the 3 strikes regime that we're introducing.
So some detractors will say that this is going against the Bill of Rights. What would you say to that?
Well, I think that many people will say that their rights have been impeded upon when they become victims of these serious violent offenders. And at the end of the day, when we weigh up whether it's the criminals or the victims that take priority, this government says it's the victims that need to take the priority.
You said twice now about the people have spoken. We are talking about the submissions. Who were these people? Who are the people you were talking to or have been talking to?
So I'm specifically speaking to the ones that have sent me emails, which included quite often links to articles where people have committed really serious offences like rapes, like home invasions, and all they've had is a slap on the hand and under 24-month sentencing. So when we get a barrage of emails like we have had, we need to take notice of it and re-establish and re-evaluate what the legislation is currently now. Now, it's in Select Committee at the moment, so the Select Committee themselves will hear what I have to say and what I want to implement, and they need to make the decision about whether or not they will implement that as part of their report back to the House. So I won't go into what the Select Committee process I'd rather say I'd go into what the process is, but not about what's been found there, because they are still going through that process themselves.
So for those that don't want to see three strikes brought back, believe this is not about deterrence, i.e. to stop people from committing further crimes, but just straight up punishment. Will this work as a deterrent, Nicole? Because, I mean, look, you know me, I want to punish those definitely that have committed heinous crimes, but in the long run, we also want them, when they have done their time, that they don't want to commit crimes again. How do we know this is, not just straight up punishment